When I say stereo, this is what I mean. 8 of these and 8 of these. This is a neodymium 6.5 inch Scar mid-range. These are capable of about 300 watts a piece, and I'm gonna put 8 of them in the truck. And these are gigantic super tweeters, although they do get much bigger than this. 8 of these as well. And these are capable of about 200 watts a piece, you know, 300 and 200 max. I'm gonna put 1,000 watts on 8 of these, and I'm gonna put 500 watts on 8 of these. And then I've got 4 10-inch subwoofers in a box that will essentially fill out and continue on my cargo box in the back, and it will replace the back seats as a speaker box platform. So there will be no back seats in the truck anymore. Just so I can show you how serious I am, I have 8 sticky notes. I had to draw a diagram of amps and processors just to figure out how many RCA cable ends I need, because I'm making my own RCA cables. I do want to point this out. You hear that? Remember we did sound deadening back here? Front door's done. It's been completely sound deadened. The speaker pod is fully assembled, wrapped. The rear door now, I have built out the wood skeletons for both sides. You saw me build one out for the other front side. I'm trying not to be super repetitive here, so I'm trying to give you some detail as I move around. What you haven't seen yet is how I prep the door to mount that. So basically I drill a couple holes and I put nutserts in the door. I drill large holes in the door panel. Speaker pods will cover the old speaker holes as well as cover the holes for their mounting, so they look just glued on. This is 50-50 water and isopropyl alcohol. The front door has 2 layers pretty much everywhere on the outer skin. Then there's a 3rd layer just sort of set on top in the big wide open spaces at the door. That's on the outer skin. This inner skin got 1 layer basically everywhere, and we're gonna cover up every one of these holes with the sound deadening, except my mounting holes. So I added these nutserts here, 2 to 3 layers here, 1 layer here, every seam taped so that this stuff doesn't fall off or get goopy and sort of leak out. Then we'll put a few layers or a few pieces of this on the back of the door panel itself to just add a little thickness. So I pulled the B-pillar trim, I pulled the carpet. I'm going to get wires run for this door. Originally I was gonna run just 1 amp for the mids and highs, but now I'm gonna run 2. The tweeters will be on a 500 watt and the mids, the 6s will be on 1,000 watts. So yeah, 2 sets of wires to this door for the mids and highs. I've got to run those wires through here before I finish sound deadening this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now.
Free socks.
All right, so I've drilled large holes in the door panel, which correspond to the holes drilled in here for mounting. Then there's a 5th hole here, that's for the speaker wires to come through. So now I'm going to put sound deadening on the back of the door panel. 30-year-old wood, particle board wood. I mean, it's clearly been wet a few times. So any kind of improvement here. So I'll just put on the large areas a couple pieces of scrap, and then that's that. I've routed a round edge in here, and I've given myself a place for staples to sit so that the felt basically when trimmed will sit flush with the face of the MDF, and then we fill with bits of fiberglass into these corners from the inside. So it's felt on the outside and then fiberglass mat on the inside. So this is just plain Jane felt from Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it just about anywhere that sells fabrics. There's nothing special about it. One side's slightly more teddy bear than the other. Wrap it tight around this shape. I mean, you saw the time lapse of the other one. I'll make cuts in this one, but you'll get to see actually what happens here. So we'll start really, I guess, just about anywhere. Stretch basically from staple number 1. So we'll get staple number 2, and number 3 in there. That might be a bit too much air pressure. So once we have the perimeter of the top done, we flip it and then we stretch to create these, you know, this big round curve and this point over here to create that shape. Okay, so now the front's on and it's in the corner of that router. So this nice round curve here will lend to a nice round edge, but it's below the level of the face. So we'll fiberglass up to that edge with the resin, and then we'll cut this out and grind the edge clean. Let's see how that's gonna look. Really put some serious tension in it to get all those wrinkles out. Okay, so there's another wrapped door pod. These are resin felt, and it's been trimmed. Cut through the fiberglass all the way around and peeled it off. And now we have felt right up into that edge, that rolled edge. It's nice and smooth. I did show a lot of like fabric stretching to avoid wrinkles, but I have wrinkles, and I even have a fold in the bottom of most of these. I even have a fold in the top of one of them. Yeah, could have done better. Not a pro, don't do a lot of this stuff. The reason the overlaps, the folds, the ridges, all that stuff is acceptable is because I'm covering these with a 5mm foam pad and then wrapping in leather. Those type of features, you simply wouldn't see them. If I were going to paint these or even bed liner these, absolutely have to have these as smooth as can be. Traditional fiberglass mat, fiberglass cloth. So you can see they're different.